Race number 8 in the 2015 DASCAR Vredestein Series season number 8 brings us to our second super speedway of the week. Coming to you live from Armory Digital Super Speedway in Seattle, Washington. NBC DASCAR's coverage presents the Pepsi 300 here from Armory Digital in Seattle. Joining me alongside is Kyle Keith. I'm Jamie Pinto, the voice of the Vredestein Series. Daniel Boyle down on pit road. We'll get to him in just a moment. All right, Kyle. Welcome to the booth. This is your first time up here.
Well, it's great to be up here. It's great to see such development behind the DASCAR series. Following up to the times on booth. It's been a great time on track. So right now, let's just skip the race and see what we're going to see like.
All right, so we only had one race here in the Vredestein series, and now it's back to season number 7, and our last winner, P2 London. So we don't have a lot of history, but this track in the nighttime produces a lot of great racing. So what are you going to expect from 41 cars on this very, very fast track?
Well, it's like we have a lot more points than that is just so what we're going to do, so we're going to do a little more racing. I'd like to see a little bit more racing, but we think of the 5-wheel racing. After all, we're going to have to see race car racing.
Yeah, we might have to see a couple cautions, because past seasons on super speedways we saw big wrecks. We saw the huge one at Talladega, taking out virtually 3/4 of the field. But this is a new track, a new night, so everyone has a fresh car. Let's take a look at the points following Talladega. Eric Powers still has the lead, but Betty Johnson has cut the 120 point down to 86. Ferdinand Gavo and Diana Vasquez are in 3rd and 4th. Dishwasher, after his win at Talladega, he moves up to 5th. So, of course, Alex Miller, Jackie Tang, Ray Tack, and Alex Becker round out your top 10. And our final transfer spot goes to Stephanie Gardner in 16th. So, Kyle, are you ready?
I'm ready. Here we go.
All right, don't go away. We'll be right back with more DASCAR Vredestein Series from Armory Digital in just a moment. Welcome back to NBC DASCAR's coverage of the Pepsi 300 live from Armory Digital Super Speedway. Kyle Keith joining me alongside. Jerry Pantor up in the booth. Daniel Boyle's pit side. We'll get to him in just a moment. Nathan Hudson's on the pole. Tua Tupla, May Keong, Ryder Smith, Dylan Thrill, Haruk Taka, so of course your defending series champion, Nick Duncan, finally having a good outing after his bad day at Talladega. 9th goes to Eric Hyden. 10th goes to Betty Johnson. Starting dead last, bringing up the rear, is Bridget Thomas. So let's see if Bridget can make up some spots. It's a super speedway, so she might have a shot. But Kyle, are you ready?
Let's get this baseball pit ready. Let's start.
All right, before we do, let's get to your picks presented by Nationwide. Nationwide's on your side. Kyle, who do you got to win?
I'm looking for, I'm looking at Duncan. He's been looking pretty good in practice. He qualified 9th, so, I mean, he's up there. I'm looking pretty much with a, strategy race. We're pretty much got to walk in the front. And we can be anywhere on the race or something like that. I want.
All right, before we get these cars rolling on the green flag, let's get to our pit reporter, Daniel Boyles. Daniel, let's see. No, wait a minute. Before we get these cars rolling on the green flag, let's get some final updates from pit road and Daniel Boyles.
Thanks, Jamie. I spoke to Betty Johnson before she climbed into her race car today. She told me, quote, "We're going to have to be very conservative in this 29-lap race." Johnson starting up towards the front of the field. Looks like she has a good fast 44 Toyota. We'll see if she can keep her nose clean and continue to cut the points lead down. I've talked to the 15 winner of Yoshi Yamamoto, who's starting also towards the front. She said, if we can survive and avoid the big run, we can get a good finish, because it's not been a good season for that 51 team in this season. Daniel Bowles and Bridget Thomas, who are starting towards the rear of the field, they're going to probably play some strategy, because if the big one happens at the front, they would rather be so far towards the back, make sure they avoid the run, and make sure they get a decent finish, because they really needed a good run. Back to you, Jamie.
All right, Daniel, thank you very much. Pace cars off. Race number 8 is set to go. We got 6 chasers locked in. Number 7 will lock in tonight, unless we see a repeat winner. Hopefully not. But anyway, race number 8, the Pepsi 300 at Armory Digital. Our second super speedway of the week. We're green from Armory Digital. Yeah, I think Betty Johnson may have brushed the wall just a little bit there on the initial start. Looking from our track cam, field going off turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Nathan Hudson in the 10 now leads Mei Keong and a bunch of other drivers jostling for position as they go down the backstretch. 4 wide.
I don't want to see the front working in turn number 3, but to the front wide. Oh, they're going to keep it 3-4 wide. Back in the back.
New leader Mei Keong. That's Rage Racing out in front. Now let's see if Mei Keong can lead a lap here. She hasn't led a lap since Auto Club back in race number 5, and she does by half a car length as they go into turn number 1, lap number 2, and we got trouble in the back. Multiple cars involved, including Robert Piet, Natalie Loomis, Eric Powers, that's the point leader, Alex Bessler, Troy Kane, Kyle Keith, Natalie Loomis, Robert Piet, Jackie Tang are involved. Racing back to the line, it's Nick Duncan out in front.
This is an pretty hitter side of the race, but we're going 3-4 right for a second on back. And they're going to... tight squeeze down another 3 and 4 between 8.
Coming to the line, it looks to be... I think that's Amayumi. Yes, it is Amayumi to the line, but they are going to go 4 wide for the race lead, and it's Amayumi taking the caution.
The second place off the 7 car, and see if they can keep it coming down in the air for the pace car. And they're going to easily slow down on the pace.
So caution number 1 comes out on lap number 3, and it's showing Amayumi the leader. Yoshi Yamamoto comes up in second, barely sneaks out that second spot. So, with that being said, we're going to take a look at our first caution here at Armory Digital. Alright, Kyle, let's take a look at it. It's going to start right here. They're going to go 3 and 4 wide coming across the start finish line. And it's going to be the 26th of Jackie Tang leaning all over the 74, hard up into the wall for 3 cars. Natalie Loomis gets a piece of it. Hergel Albert Alonso makes it through. Diana Vasquez makes it through. Robert Piet hard into the passenger side door of Loomis. Eric Powers, your point leader, that's going to hurt him in the points. And a tough break. We were talking about strategy for the 74 of Keith, but that is not going to come to fruition. He's involved in our first caution of the night.
Well, Jimmy, starting in the back is a good place to start because you're so afraid of the drivers in the front. You just see the 26 just gets punted in the wall there, and the 90 car gets the innocent victim. Well, I was saying, you want to start in the back, but you see, you just cannot anticipate wrecks like this starting in the back. So I feel like starting in the front and staying in the front is your best bet, but as you can see, some drivers just didn't have that luck.
Yeah, including Robert Piet. He was pretty much up there in the points. This is going to hurt him in the points. He was 13th coming into tonight's race. And that Cheez-It car is just torn all to pieces. Let's take a look at it from his angle. This Cheez-It car is pretty much cracked up in the front.
Yeah, see, he tries to get right behind the 4 car, and the 4 car checks circle. And the 90 car just comes right back on the track, and no time to relax, and now choose a car.
It has. That Cheez-It car is no more. The front end's pretty much smashed in, so the Cheez-It car has been recycled. We'll be right back with more Pepsi 300 in just a moment. And welcome back to Armory Digital after the first caution here on lap number 3. It's going to be Rage Racing's Amayumi versus Daniel Boyles' team Yoshi Yamamoto. Leah Walker, Devin Whitson, Nick Duncan, Eric Hyden, Mei Keong, Tua Tupla, Ray Takeda, and Nathan Hudson in 10th. So, after the first caution, maybe these drivers are going to say, hey, we still got a lot of time left, a lot of laps to be run. Let's take it easy and not wreck.
You're exactly right, Jamie. These drivers know what they need to do to get to the end of this race. This is a survival race. It's a super speed, a plate race, Raymond. These drivers, you know, we talked about it way before this race even started, but they have to be patient. Patience is key. Smooth is fast, fast is smooth. That's what I always say in the car.
Hits nail right on the head there, and the person so far that has kept his cool is that 51 of Yoshi Yamamoto. In Speed Weeks, he had a terrible run on the super speedways. So let's see if he can turn his luck around and punch his way to the postseason, DASCAR style, in the chase. Lights are out on the Dodge Charger pace car. So while we got a minute, let's take a look at your upcoming race schedule. Canadian Tire Motorsports Park, we're going north of the border up in Canada for our final race of the regular season, leading on and into the Vredestein All-Star race at Charlotte. And then, kids, I hope you're watching, because tune in to NVCSN's coverage of the SpongeBob SquarePants 400 at Charlotte. That's the longest race of the regular season. Here, Yoshi Yamamoto get the good restart.
He really got a good jump there on the outside. He's going to make it too wide in turn 1. The number 7 car is trying to get a draft.
Look at Yamamoto making the outside line work. Now the 7 is going to go with him. Devin Whitson going to go to the bottom and help the 20. So there's your two-car tandem right there.
That two-car tandem can work here at the Armageddon, but you don't want to be it for too long because you might overheat your engine. You want to on the left crash. You might hurt the guy you're undrafting in the lap as we're going forward.
Oh my goodness, I don't know how they're making that work. 4 wide for the race lead, now sails back to 1 with Devin Whitson out in front, leading on one another between Keong and Duncan. Those are teammates. You don't want to wreck your teammate.
I bet you Duncan's team leader right now is on the pit box just screaming at him, what are you doing, Duncan? They're going to touch
my gosh!
120.
If they don't wreck, I'm going to be very surprised. Up into the wall.
Wide. There we go, Jamie. 5 wide. I was talking about that earlier.
Yeah, you were talking about it 5 wide, and they're going 5 wide. Now sails back to 2. And somehow, they didn't wreck.
These guys are just racing like some lads. These guys need to be patient. We have pit stops still. That's going to be a huge game changer. Who has the fastest pit stop? The 3 car is easily trying to make that middle line work there, Jamie. The 8 car is going to try to chase down a 13 for a win.
Eric Hyden at second position. Here comes a 54 down to the bottom. I think who's driving the Kyle Corbett. Kyle Corbett winless so far in this season. Gabo, your shootout winner, going down low, and they are 4 wide, 2 rows deep as they go into turn number 1.
Yeah, they almost made a 5 wide there, Jamie, entering turn 1, but they easily put back to 4 wide. We got 3 wide racing down there. 5 wide for 4th overall.
Oh my, I don't know how they're doing this, Kyle, but they are putting on a show for these fans here at Armory Digital. The main pack separating from the pack of damaged race cars. Rounding out that field is Wilson DiCarlo. Hopefully, Will DiCarlo will make his return at Charlotte. But here comes Kyle Corbett on the lead. Tua Tupla in the 29, stuck in the middle, and here comes Gabo.
Yeah, he's trying to make a move here.
Oh my goodness, look at this. And here he goes, he's going to take it. He's going to take the lead with ease, help from Gabo. Now, here comes the 2. Being pushed by Ryder Smith in the 43. The 2 of Peachy London, he's your defending race winner here in Armory Digital. He wants to go back to back.
Yeah, you don't want to be punching in the wall. The 54 car needs a win. He's easily going to start working. Here comes the 2 car on the inside, followed by the number 7.
Here comes the 51 of Yamamoto there on the inside line as well. Here comes Skylar Dixon in the 42. Dixon winless so far this season as well. But a lot of people are scrambling not only for a spot in the chase, but a spot in the All-Star race.
Yeah, that All-Star race is that's just like, you get that All-Star race, you know you're doing something. So these drivers are easily trying to compete for that Southern car. He's been strong this weekend, don't forget, Jamie. He had one of the fastest laps in practice, and right now he's easily leading his field, and he looks like he's starting to pull away from the 51.
Yeah, he's pulling away just a little bit. Leah Walker wants to qualify for his or her race team's first All-Star race coming up in just about one race after Canadian Tire. These a select few that locked in over the past 9 races will go to the All-Star race.
Yeah, it looks like they're trying to form a line on the outside to see the 28 trying to come up. I believe that is your outside post there. But like I was saying, the outside line seems to be forming up as we're going 5 wide to 54 in the line.
Yeah, Kyle Corbett just about brushed the wall there. Here comes Alex Hawkins. My goodness, this guy is an underdog. He's in the chase, but he's in the basement in the points. Last.
Yeah, it's a shame that he's not such a bad number at this point. But look at him trying to redeem himself for his race team and trying to get himself points for next year. I'm just battling the practice car all weekend as we run 4 rows deep.
Nobody make a mistake or we're taking out pretty much 3/4 of this main pack. Here comes Keong and the one of Bridget Thomas.
No, they're trying to make it 4 wide for the lead. That's not going to work.
They're going 3 wide though.
The 14 looking low between the 16. That's going to try to make it almost 5 wide. 5-2 rows deep.
Oh my
I've never
goodness.
seen this before.
This track, we did not see this last season when we went to this track for the first time, but now these drivers are saying, hey, we're a little more comfortable with this track. We think we can tackle it going 3 and 4 and 5. They are going 6 wide. Are you kidding me?
This is why they're in these cars. You don't get in these cars just because you're a good racer. You get in these cars because you're a great racer. And they are showing for these fans here at Army Digital. Well, hey, I say, watch this race. This is just incredible stuff.
4 wide going for the race lead. Your defending series champion Sonar Course up on the high side with Vasquez. That's your Daytona champion. And another Daytona winner going out towards the front. That's Nathan Hudson, your shootout winner from season number 7. I believe that's the 14 car trying to get the lead. Yeah, Virgil over the line though. There is no sponsors on that car, but here comes Pony Motorsports. Wilson DiCarlo in the 9, gonna look for the race lead off turn number 4 and into the trial where they go. To the line they come. If this was the finish, it would be Virgil over Alonso by half a car length.
See, that's how close we are here, Jamie, and they're gonna go 16 up in the wall, I think.
Yeah, Sonar Course.
The 25 is still up there. Was that the... Oh, he's falling back like a rock, but the 8 car, like I said, is going to come to the lead. And here comes... I cannot see that sponsorship there, Jamie.
Let's see if we can get a better camera angle on that sponsorship. Low line, here comes the 2, P2 London.
2 unsponsored cars. This is what's great about this. Unsponsored driver. The car doesn't have much fun in that. Easy to move up the front. So that 82. Didn't have a good practice session, didn't have a good qualifying session. But look at him, this is unofficial Super Speedway race. He's in the front.
To the line they come, Dylan Throw being pushed by the 97 of Johnny Gardner. Up into the wall, goes 1 car, but here comes Ferdinand Gabo, back up towards the front.
Really have a okay race in Daytona. But look at me, just easily pulling past the 33, but look at the 33 on the inside in that 7 car.
Yeah, Daniel Boyle, he's coming towards the front.
Here he comes.
This is some good racing we have here. And here comes Bridget. Daniel Boyle's racing, gonna battle tooth and nail for first and second on the track.
We're gonna try to get 3 wide, but that's not gonna work. Here comes 1 car, he's gonna dive into the middle lane here in the turnover. They're going to go back to the line, 3 wide for the lead.
My goodness, I'm not even going to try and call that, but it's showing Bridget Thomas as the leader. but not anymore. Here comes that 16 of Sonicars. They almost wrecked that inside line. And here we go. We got a lot of traffic in the form of Natalie Loomis.
Jamie, I hate to break your story here, but here comes that lap car of the 90. Can these drivers get around this lap car without causing a wreck? We're going to find out in our turn 3. Our tight squeeze at turn 3. The top line is getting blocked.
Let's go look at the top line. Natalie Loomis in the 90 holding up that top line.
That's going to have a breakaway in the front of the field. The last car in the breakaway, I believe, is the 54 car. I cannot... We're easily going to start pulling away from this field because it might happen.
But don't expect this to be the finish, Kyle. They will get 3 and 4 wide once again.
I'm not doubting it, but... Jamie, we do have pit stops. Don't forget that.
Yeah, we will have pit stops coming up within the next maybe 3 or 4 laps. Nathan Hudson back up front. We can finally breathe a little bit. Let's go down pit road to Daniel Voiles. He's got an update on Yoshi Yamamoto.
Yeah, Yoshi Yamamoto came out and said, we are really tight. We need to make some adjustments, so we're going to get a track bar adjustment, put 4 fresh tires and some Sunoco fuel and send her back out. Back to you, Jamie.
All right, Daniel, thank you very much. That will be their strategy on pit road when pit stops happen. But so far, no pit stops. 11 to go here in the Pepsi 300 at Armory Digital.
Jamie, I know I've been a crew chief for a while, but that 51 car being tight really worries me. That must mean it's a tire or something problem, because at this track, it's you shouldn't be tight here in the nighttime. You should be setting up your car to be kind of loose. I'm kind of worried about that 51. It's starting to fall back now. That's all.
Yeah, you may be right. Something must be wrong with that 51, because in the nighttime, you are not supposed to be loose. You are supposed to be tighter than a bolt on a screw at least. But remember, Kyle, I told you these guys will go 4 or 5 wide once again, and that's what they're doing with 10 to go.
The 13 car has been up there the whole time. And is it the 54 car?
That's the 54.
Twice this race, and he's still in the top 5. How is this, Shane?
I have no idea. That is one hell of a driver, Kyle Corbett. Here comes the 08. That of Haruka Takada. That's out of Joshua Michaels' race camp. But gonna get caught in the clutches of 4 abreast racing.
The 97 is trying to find something on the low side. The 40 car is going to easily follow. Here comes the 4 and the 40. And now they're going to try to push that 97 car, which we haven't seen, I don't even think, Wallace win a race, but he's been good in the super speed race, and here he comes. He's going to fight for second.
Yeah, he's going to fight for second, possibly the lead within the next few laps. He's being pushed by the 40 of Danamon and the 4 of Vasquez. Now here comes Sonicor down to the bottom. Sonicor is saying, "Hey, if you want to win this race, you have to get by me."
Yeah, the East 90s Ford is the strong at super speed race. And that 9 car has been strong too. And the 14, after car win this race, Jamie, I have my money on it.
I'm going to place some money on a couple of unsponsored race cars that might win this race and take over the veterans 5 wide in the back.
That's not good news, Jamie. 5 wide never works here at Armory Digital. I think they got to sort it out.
I think they got it sorted out, but they only dropped 1 wide. Now they're 4 wide. Don't wreck anyone.
Well, you don't want to wreck anyone right now.
Trouble!
That's just a bad idea. Oh, and there's a wreck. There we go.
We got trouble in the back. I knew that wasn't going to work.
That's near the back of the pack. I think the 54 might have gotten through that.
No, 54. He's stuck on the apron. Gets it back to pit lane.
Man. Daniel, this is your time for pit stops. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so. I think the reason Yoshi was falling back was I think she might have a right rear tire going down or something. So this may be a lucky caution for her and for some of these teams that are fighting a tight condition.
All right, Daniel, thank you very much. Caution number 2. This will either set up pit stops or a shootout. Let's get to the replays. All right, Kyle, go ahead and walk us through.
Well, here we go. I told you 5 wide will not work at Armory Digital. We've seen this in so many different series. Well, I feel like the 13 car came down around the 18. The 18 had nothing to do with it. And the 28 car just got punted by the 13. No room for error at this track. And the 54 car I've been trying to say it's been running up in the front all weekend in practice and qualifying. His night's going to be cut short, and there goes his chances for the All-Star race.
Yeah, he'll have one more chance at it at our next race at Canadian Tire. Either that, or he'll have to race his way virtually to the showdown or the fan vote. I want to take one look at a driver here, Kyle. Johnny Gardner hit the wall a ton with the driver's side. Take a look at this impact.
Yeah, I'm going to take a look at this impact right here and see if, he actually hit the wall super hard. That's going to be a tough hit. Hopefully he's alright. But I feel like after hitting the driver's side, these cars have been made so tough. It's so nice to see the safety put into these cars, and the Oaks, the 20 car, he's just come out. Is he going to hit him? I believe so.
And you are right about the safety, Kyle, with these cars and these safer barriers. We're taking a look at it one more time, because that safer barrier gives a ton when these drivers hit this wall. So DASCAR has came a long way with these soft walls and these safe cars and the safety innovations. And it may look hard, but it's softened by the soft wall and the firewall in these cars.
Yeah, that soft wall is a huge innovation. Thanks to NASCAR for that, because if that was just pure concrete, I can probably see that there would be an injury in that car. 98 just came up and hit the 18 again.
I don't know what that. I think that's a little bit of retaliation right there, Kyle.
That might be. That might have to get called the NASCAR Hall for that. But I don't think the 18. Let's take a look at this replay again. I feel like the 98 did do something to the 18 there.
Oh yeah, right there. Got into him and did not let off.
Yeah. No, that's what causes the rock. And the 13, he's just up on the high side. He's just minding his business. But I just got to see that 98 car. I don't know if something happened early in the race for him to do that, but this is definitely not the track to just start retaliating on. Because you can easily injure somebody. And here comes the 18 car back down the track once again. 98, and I feel like right here, we're going to see some retaliation.
Yeah, let's see if we see some retaliation right here. I don't know. She's gonna get stuck on the apron.
Apron, yeah.
But I'm
it's a shame. The 18 and 98 are running so well.
I'm like you, Kyle. I would not be surprised to see those two called to the holler at the end of this race. All right, our second caution's in the books. We'll be right back with more in just a moment. All right, Kyle, sit your belts up. It's going to be a green-white checker on our hands. Lap 27, where we're going to take the restart. No, this is not a green-white checker. This is the scheduled distance, so we're going to have a shootout here. Nathan Hudson, Sono Course, Dan Amon, Wilson DiCarlo, Dishwasher, Alex Hawkins, Herzo Albert Alonso, Diana Vasquez, Bridget Thomas, who's avoided every single wreck so far. Dylan Throw in 10th. So, sit your belts up. It's gonna get crazy.
The coach used to tell these drivers, like I tell my driver, breathe, get a sip of water. This is the special night distance, because when we go to we don't hope we go for a green light checker, but if we do, you want to be ready for it. And these drivers know that if they get a wreck, this race might be over here.
Yeah, we will not have enough laps for a possible green-white checker, so this is our scheduled distance, so they only get one attempt at it. So if the caution waves any time between the restart and the checkered flag, the race is over. If we take the white flag and the caution waves, it is over. Here we go. Pace cars off. It's all in the hands of Nathan Hudson. Field getting into the tri-oval. Sono Course right behind them. Your defending series champion in second, looking for a win. Or anyone out of this green flag.
If the other 9 car gets a jump from the 40, he is going to jump on the outside, he's going to get past the 40, and the 16 car is going to try to chase down Hudson there in turn 1.
Now what we gotta watch for is some guys in the back gonna make a run to the front, including Dishwasher. Washer is looking for the trifecta.
Washer he's so good on the super speedways. He's going to try to get inside that 16 car down the backstretch. That 10 car, Hudson, he's trying to pull. He's going to try to finish where he started.
Yeah, you are right, on the pole, leading laps a few times out of this race. He's going to look for a win and possibly lock his way into the chase and the All-Star. We got one car on pit road, that's Devin Whitson. He might be out of fuel.
See, this is what we've been talking about. Fuel strategy, fuel construction. We saw no pit stops in that caution, which really surprised me and Daniel down pit road. But, we knew this was going to happen. We knew we had to at least have one pit stop. And these drivers, if they can stick it out for the next couple laps, we might see a surprise winner in this race because of pit strategy.
1.5 laps to go down the backstretch. They'll get the white flag this time by. If the caution waves, it's over. If we take the white flag and the caution waves, it's over. Alex Hawkins leading that inside line.
And we're going to try to go 3 wide, 4 wide and back there for 5th on back. And the 10 car, he's going to try to eke it out. Here comes the car down to the bottom.
Here comes Hawkins down to the bottom, but it's going to be a white flag lap. Here we go. Is Hawkins going to take it away? Or Dylan Throw? Or maybe somebody out of the pack? White flag is up.
White flag is out. Next flag ends this race. The 55 cross easily going to try to pull right now. I guess some no partnership on his 84 damage. The 3 cars, he gets really hard down the inside.
That 3 is going to make it a battle. Here we go into turn number 3. Is somebody going to make a move, or is Hawkins going to win his 2nd race of the season in the 3 days? Hawkins
got the easy downward slide. He's going to try to go 4 wide for 2nd place. That's easily at the 55. And chance.
Here comes Leo Walker down to the bottom. Down to the bottom goes Walker. We're going to go side by side for the race win. Here we come down to the line. I don't believe it. Walker.
Walker got the fastest car weekend, the best car weekend. She's the one with the fastest laps in practice. And look at her.
Leia Walker unbelievably steals it in the tri-oval and wins it. That is unbelievable. Wow.
A lot of cars out of fuel.
A lot of cars out of fuel here, so the fuel strategy was to pit, but none of these drivers pitted. Let's go ahead and take a look at this one more time here, Kyle. This was an unbelievable run by Leia Walker. You see where she's at, coming towards the bottom, and then out of nowhere, she gets a sudden surge and just takes the lead. She has no help for the 7, and she propels herself out of nowhere and takes the checkered flag.
Yeah, someone that came from the 40 car for turn 4. She was down to 55 and just died at turn 4. And she has the most horsepower, I believe, out of any car in this field of this racetrack. But she just dive bombs at our 4. Easily gets around to the 55 and she found grabs and slows down his pace and propels her.
That is just unbelievable. I have never seen a run out of that 7 car. What a race. That was just unbelievable. Let's get to your finishing order here before we sign off. Leia Walker gets the win by 75 ten-thousandths of a second. Dan Amon, Alex Hawkins, Nathan Hudson, Wilson DiCarlo, Ray Takano, Dylan Thrall, Stone, of course, Herschel Albert Alonso, Yoshi Yamamoto with a top 10. Daniel Boyles comes home in 11th. Bridget Thomas right behind in 13th, rounding out the field. Rounding out the running field is Natalie Loomis. She was 1 lap down. Rounding out the running field is Eric Powers. He's going to take a big hit in the points. Out of the race due to accidents, Stephanie Gardner, Kyle Keith, Jackie Tang, and Robert Piet, they are out. Cars, one more laps down. Natalie Lewis, Ami Yumi, Kyle Corbett, Johnny, and Stephanie Garner are out. That was unbelievable.
That was a great race. And look at Allen. He's actually second. And let's not forget Russia. Let's see, he was third place in that restart. Comes over in the 12th position.
Well, your back-to-back super speedways are in the books. Our next race is the road course up in Canada. NBC DASCAR's coverage will switch over to Canadian Tire Motorsports Park in Mossfort, Canada for the Castrol 250. That'll lead us on into the All-Star break. Kyle, Keith, thank you so much for joining us, and we hope to see you once again.
I'll be up for the next couple of weeks to go on because, we're up to right here in Europe in Mossfort. It's going to be an amazing race. That race will turn out to be great for us so far.
Without a doubt, Canadian Tire has produced a lot of great racing in DASCAR, and this will be the second time in Vredestein Series history that we will go to that track prior to the All-Star. If you're not locked into the All-Star race, your final chance will come. If not, you'll have to race your way into the All-Star race virtue of the showdown, or you'll have to rely on the fans to vote you in. Any final thoughts?
First thought is, these drivers, they race so well. You cannot focus on the world's how good these drivers are on any given track. They just go out there and they know what they need to do. But, sometimes you're just getting wrecks and you gotta get past that. Walker, she had a great run in practice and qualifying, and finishing in first position is a great win for her.
That punches Leia's ticket into the chase. No matter where she finishes in the points, she will qualify for the chase at the end of the regular season at Mallory Park. For Kyle Keith and Daniel Burrows, our pit reporter, for all of us here at NBC DASCAR, and the whole entire NBC family, for us at the DASCAR Vredestein Series, Jamie Pitzer signing us off. Keep the hammer down, and we'll see you at the track. Good night, everybody.